Okie dokie. So I'm trying Facebook Live with CurvheART face painting. I'm going to see how this works. I got a request for a Spiderman, and so from one of my loyal customers, and I really want to help out because I enjoy them and I appreciate the constant reoccurring gigs that they give me. So I'm going to start off. I'm going to use red paint, black paint, a sponge with water, and I am going to use a few of my smaller brushes to do the fine lines of Spider-Man. So, no time like the present, and let's get started. Oh, and also white for the highlights of Spider-Man. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to start off with wetting his hair because, again, this is just water, so it's not going to hurt. Some kids are very surprised by it, which is kind of funny, but we're going to start that. And just so everyone knows, I'm in my family's living room because, we're all just having a good time. And if you hear a big bang, it's because my boyfriend discovered that he liked roller skating and is skating in the house. So, if you hear noises or thud, thud, thuds, it's his rollerblades going across the floor. So, I wet all my paint that I use is water activated, so I spray water on there, and then I'm going to be using the sponge. Get it all nice and soaked up. I sprayed the sponge is already damp. Alright, and you just have to redo this sometimes. So I'm going to spray some more water on the sponge, and it'll be more friendly. So if you see, if you don't add water, it's a little sparse, but you add water, and it's a lot thicker and nicer. Just easily applying. So I'm going to add more water to both the paint and the sponge. I'm going to go back in and swirl around. Get it all nice and red. Okay, so I'm going to lift up his hair, and we're going to do a V. Now, Spider-Man has some really big white eyes, so we're only going to do a V at the top of his forehead and down to his nose. Like that. And we're only going to do a half face because the kids like, especially during parties, they like to eat food and stuff, and we want them to eat the food. So we're if we do a half face, and that means that they can still enjoy their cake and stuff and not have to worry about messing up their face painting. So I'm reapplying the sponge and the paint. Again, if you're not sure if you got enough paint on, you can always dab it. So I'm going to go right under the eye. I'm going to dab. You can pull their face away. This is my nephew, Christian. Say hi, Christian. Hi. He is my willing participant because he likes to help out his Aunt Kember. Don't roll your eyes on camera, you silly coon. Let me see. Right now it just looks like a big bunch of mush. Try to even it out the best you can. And you can always take a baby wipe or a sponge later and clean up the excess paint when we get in the grooves. That is our lovely house dog, Bella. Alright, so we're going to clean this up later, but I just wanted to show you that's how you get that full effect. So we're going to take one of my bigger thick brushes, which is one of my favorites, which is, I think it's a 10. You can see. I'm going to get the brush nice and wet, and I'm going to swirl, drag the paint from the sides, and you just load up your brush. I do swirls because you don't bend the bristles that way. And then you just test it, and it stands out quite nicely. Now, the only thing with using red, another reason why I like to do half red Spidermans is because the red tends to stain the longest. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go from up here, and you don't have to touch the red because we're going to outline it, and we're just going to outline his eye like that. Now you just fill it in right here. So it's like a massive teardrop you're going to do. You just go in. I'm not going to fill up his eye because I don't want him to have to worry about that later on. Not all kids like having paint brushed on their eye. So we're going to do that. Now, while I load up the paintbrush, would you like to fan yourself? The fan helps distract some kids that are nervous about getting their face painted. Christian isn't nervous, but he's indulging me and doing me a favor by being my little model. But kids have fun with the fan. All right, Christian, that should be good. All right, so now we're going to go in. I'm going to have you turn this way a little bit, buddy. All right, so I'm going to go here. Now, if you guys, I've said this in another video, but this is also only my third video. If you are self-conscious about stuff not being even, I just want you to know that kids, they don't see that it's not even. They just see that you got them as close as you can to their favorite superhero. And look at me. Okay. So it might not be super, super even, but they honestly don't care. They just want you to be close. Now, the red on his cheek is going to irritate me. So before we go through with the black, I'm going to spray plain sponge. And I'm going to go through and I'm going to wipe any excess I can, or try to get it as clean as possible. And I'm going to go back through with one of my washcloths and try to wipe off the extra water and paint. So baby wipes work miracles, but right now I don't have any baby wipes. So we're doing with what we have. Because not everyone at home has baby wipes. Not everyone at home has, mostly everyone at home will have washcloths. So I'm trying to use what I have available and what I know you most likely will have available. So I'm going to take one of my smaller brushes, which I think don't know if you can see it. There you go. And I'm going to swirl it around in the black. So we're going to swirl it around. I know that my black face paint looks funny. It is because it melted in our triple digit heat wave, and I actually kind of like it because it makes it look a little squishy. So I sprayed it with water and got my brush wet. So this is a really easy face paint because you really only need 3 colors. So if you look, you have the under cheek line. All right, we're going to go and do the other cheek. I'm going to go here, I'm going to draw from the nose. And if you want, you can, I like nice thick black lines because it covers up any mistakes you made. So there's that. And again, we have a full house here today. So if you hear other people in the background, it's just life during COVID time, you know. So if you're not sure if you're black or if any of your paint is thick enough, always test it out on your hand. See, I like that was a nice, very smooth line. So I know that that's going to do what I want it to do. So I'm going to lift up his hair again, and I'm going to outline his eye. Now, sometimes if you touch the white and the red, you're going to get a pink that will automatically occur just because of the 2 colors. The red is very dominating over the white. So I try to leave a little gap, and then I take a brush and I try covering it the best I can to make it look pretty seamless and cover any pink that I see. I don't have a whole lot of pink right now. I'm okay with that. So already looks like Spider-Man. All we need is to finish out this outlining. So if I'm going to turn his head so you can see, there's already that pink right there. So in the future, just try to leave a little border, a little gap. And you just pull all the way up like that. Now, it takes longer for me to talk and explain what I'm doing as I'm doing it. Because normally this Spider-Man does not take me that long to do. But during the videos, I want to explain everything that I'm doing. And it's okay. If you're in the hairline like this, you can outline it. I know for a fact he's going to take a bath later. Because he's a good boy. And so I want to clean our lines. I'm going to go back over. All right. So there's that. Now, I'm going to leave his nose, just a little cherry that it is, because he has a very cute nose. I'm going to... You can see your nose. Feel like Rudolph?
I am Rudolph.
So with that, now we're going to do the spider web. So I'm just going to hold his hair back. We're going to go up from the center and go up. And we're going to go up again from the center and out. I'm getting my brush wet again, and I'm reloading the black like I showed you earlier. I want to keep his hair out of his face, so what I do is I do like a little U, a little line that connects, and then I connect the line, try not to connect to a similar place as the other, try to like go back and forth, so you don't always... Bella? Sorry, my dog is eating my background. She thinks the sequins are fun. So we're going to go back. And if you do the back and forth, it adds just another element. All right. So there's the forehead webs. And now we're going to do the cheek webs. Now the cheek webs, you could go into detail. I don't tend to because the kids I face paint at this point, they're kind of tired. They want to go and play on the bounce houses. They want to go eat cake. They want to go and see what the birthday kid got for their birthday. And so I try to wrap it up as fast as possible. And so there's Spider-Man. If you want to look over here. Yeah. Now, this one is just a quick and easy. If you want to add a little bit more depth, I'm going to reload my black, and I'm just gonna cover his nose a little bit. I know. Don't flare out your nostrils. All right. Okay, and then I'm gonna draw down his nose, so a black line, and I'm gonna show you what I'm going to do. I'm gonna take my brush and I'm gonna lay it down here. And I'm going to squish out. I'm going to do it the other way too. So I didn't give exactly what I wanted. So it's going to give me a little circle like that. We're going to draw a little tiny spider. I'm going to go in with my smaller brush for the legs. This is just an extra design if you want to do it. I tend to do it if I have time. If I don't, I don't. If I don't have a long line of kids waiting for me, then I will take the time and do this because, like I said, I take pride in what I do. And if a kid asks me for something, I try to deliver to the best of my ability. So we're going to go out like this. Give it 6 legs. Just touch it. And it's okay if the lines are a little fat. The fact that you tried a spider is going to make them happy. Alright. There's that. And then, little tiny extra detail. If you want to be that person. Oh, stiff, huh? I'm going to take some white with the little tiny brush that I just showed you. I'm going to clean it up. I cleaned it off, and I'm going to put some white paint on it. I'm going to go in and I'm going to do a little like hourglass to make it look like kind of like a black widow spider. It's going to be kind of gray because the black is still fresh. Alright, so it didn't work out. But we're going to highlight the spider. Alright, so Christian, can you look over here? Alright, so there is Spider-Man. You want to see, Christian?
Sure.
You look like Spider-Man?
Yeah, that's better than I thought. Oh,
See?
It's better.
Now you can eat your fudge pop that I promised you without having to worry about your face paint. Okay, everyone. Any questions or comments, please leave them. Ricky or Christian, want to say goodbye for me?
Bye.
Bye.